This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the U.S. News & World Report's #1 engineering school in the United States that offers a master's as its highest degree for 20 consecutive years. Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through personal growth, through personal development, through study, research, and invention. Rose-Hulman, your home for academic and athletic excellence. You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Good afternoon and welcome to John Munster Court at the Hobart Arena for tonight's HCAC matchup between the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers and the Hanover Panthers. Hello, friends. Welcome to our perch here at the Hobart Arena and the Indiana Sports Network special broadcast of Rose-Hulman basketball, where, Troy, we have another fantastic matchup tonight. These two fine institutions, Hanover and Rose-Hulman, played just a few days ago, and we're going to do battle again here this Saturday afternoon.
We are. It's going to be an exciting HCAC matchup again tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. Looking forward to seeing a good match in a very strange Hobart Arena here with no fans allowed. It's a little different this year, but just happy to be able to play the game. Obviously, Rose-Hulman came off and withstood a strong rally Thursday night to come away with a victory over Hanover. But anytime these two teams get together, as you know, Walt, it's always a battle.
It really is a high-scoring affairs generally, and very exciting play to watch. These two fine schools that are usually toward the top of the standings when you're looking at conference play, and it looks like this year.
16th of January, and then obviously they beat Hanover Thursday night in a squeaker, 71-67. So one team's going to go 3-1 today, and another one's going to go. So it's a young season, but it should be again a classic HCAC basketball game.
We're going to step aside for our first break in our Sonic pregame show. Come back and dive a little deeper into these two institutions. It's Rose-Hulman and Hanover right here on the Indiana Sports Network.
First, because
Chili's
it's
the
like
star.
the star of it. And then cheese is just there to be like,
I'm gonna lift you up.
It would be nothing without the Fritos and the cheese.
And cheese is like the hype man.
Sonic Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
I got you.
Yeah.
At A+ Printing, we do it all. Screen printing, business printing and documents, printing for weddings and senior announcements, screen printing of hats, shirts, sports teams, and uniforms, promotional items of all kinds, including koozies and coffee mugs. You name it, A+ can print it. A+ Printing in Brazil.
Patty,
100%.
Patty, patty. The flavor, the way they cook it, the way they season it, the way that it's made. Queso burger.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, Troy, 2-1 is a very popular record for these two ball clubs. They both share the same wins and loss total. Going to be a very exciting basketball game as we had on Thursday. Just play. You know, the interesting thing about this scheduling with the HCAC this season, normally have a round robin. Everybody plays home and away. but this year we not going to play everybody, but the teams that you do play, you're going to play them at basically a 2-game series in 3 days. Hanover hosted Rose-Hulman on Thursday night. Rose-Hulman got the victory there, and this afternoon, Rose-Hulman turns the tables on host, and Hanover wants to turn the tables on the win-loss there as well.
Yeah, they definitely do. Obviously, Rose-Hulman came away with a nice victory Thursday night at Hanover. You know, they were up 21 at one point in that that second half. But then
you say fourth quarter.
Yeah,
okay.
Almost did. Yeah.
What to say.
Thinking about basketball or game last night.
Yeah.
But you know, Hanover had a strong second half rally and really gave everything they could to beat Rose-Hulman Thursday night, but with Rose-Hulman withstood that, and again, I think you're going to see a quality game against two HCAC opponents. And yeah, the fact that they played 2 games in 3 days back to back against each other, it's just an interesting part of this whole COVID pandemic.
You know, it'll give the commish something to think about going forward. I know this is not what they intended, but this is kind of nice. A 2-game series, kind of like, you know, you look at other sports having a series, baseball, basketball, professional rank, things of that nature. But to have a 2-game series within 3 days, it provides some advantages and disadvantages as well, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, we'll see how it all turns out at the end of the season and see if the coaches like it or dislike it. You know, as you mentioned, there are pros and cons to both things, but again, anytime these two teams meet, it doesn't matter if it's 2 games in 3 days or 2 games in 3 weeks. They're going to bring the intensity, and it's going to be fun for us to call. Obviously, there's no fans in the stands, as you can see there in your monitor. Not even parents allowed here, so we're going to do our best job to bring you the fun and excitement that Rose-Hulman and Hanover will bring today.
And there will be lots of fun and excitement to be had as Rose-Hulman and Hanover will step aside and come back and talk about some players to look out for right after these messages on the Indiana Sports Network.
Patty,
100%.
Patty, Patty. The flavor, the way they cook it, the way they season it, the way that it's made. Queso burger.
H&R Block is your tax preparation service experts, no matter how you file. Sue Jones and Associates offer all tax preparation and all the tax services you need, not only at tax time, but throughout the year. Get your hometown tax help from Sue Goshen's H&R Block, located in Brazil, across from the courthouse.
For $3.99.
No, you have to buy the meat, you have to buy the queso, you have to buy the bread, you have to buy the cheese, you gotta buy the grill, you gotta buy everything.
Queso burger.
Ooh.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Back at John Mustard Court, Hobart Arena here on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. You know, it's weird to look out the window and see sunshine. So many of our broadcasts are at night. And of course, in the wintertime, it gets dark so fast. So,
it does.
But to look out and see a beautiful blue sky, some clouds, and sunshine. Saw some football players out on the track, warming up, kind of getting some workout in a little bit, getting ready for football season that's right around the corner here. So some interesting times. Spring is getting ready to spring here in a few weeks.
Let's hope.
Yeah,
and you know, it's also interesting when you look at that camera shot right there, you see the volleyball lines.
Yes.
And some tennis lines, actually. To see those on the court during basketball season is interesting. As obviously, for those of you who don't know, there is a volleyball match later today, right here on the Indiana Sports Network. And so volleyball it's the first match of the season for Rose-Hulman. They've had to move their volleyball to the winter / spring, as you say, and so that's interesting and different, obviously.
You know, I would imagine, you know, some time ago, I don't know the exact year that this building was built, but, you know, I know that when you're going to ask for money to those who have it, you have to lay out your plan And I'm sure they said, this building is going to have so many functions. You're going to be able to do this and do that, and you're going to have multiple sports being played. And this is exactly the fruition of what I guarantee they talked about when they were asking for the funding to build this building, talking about what all could be done with this building. It's a beautiful, beautiful building here, the Holbert Arena here on Rose-Hulman's campus. And there's so many sports that are played in this building.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility and beautiful campus that we talk about. And obviously the staff here are taking extra precautions with COVID. They've already been sweeping the floors, I've noticed, and Kevin Lanke and his staff, they just do a phenomenal job, in my opinion, no matter the sport. But you're exactly right, Walt. For them to be able to host multiple events on, I think they had track and field last night, and then today they've got obviously basketball and volleyball. It's a win-win, and you're not going to find a better facility than here at Rose-Hulman.
And knock on wood, a possibility of hosting some conference championships later this season. We'll talk about that as it goes along, and if that's something that comes to fruition, we do hope it does. Especially, just being a little selfish. We want to broadcast conference championships, and we enjoy doing that and have some experience doing so. But we look at this basketball game specifically. These two teams, like we talked about, played a couple days ago, had a very close game that went down to the wire, or a game that became close and went down to the wire. But this Hanover ball club has three gentlemen that score in double figures, and these are guys that we all know can really fill it up.
Yeah, they got three guys that average over 15 points a game, which is unique. Usually you'll see 2, 3, maybe 4 guys average double digits, but these guys are averaging over 15, and that's number 5, Isaac Hibbard. He's a 6-foot senior from New Albany, and he averages 15.3 points a game. And then they've got Mark Albers, number 14 from Pendleton, Indiana. He's at 16.3 points per game, 5 rebounds. And the other triple threat, so to speak, is Ty Houston, a sophomore guard, listed at 6'3" from Union, Kentucky. And he averages right at 15 points per game. So those three guys are a handful for anybody to be able to defend. But obviously Rose-Hulman did a nice job on those guys Thursday night in the first half, and then they kind of got loose in the second half. But you look for obviously Rose-Hulman to keep that defensive intensity both halves today.
One guy that is not scoring in double figures, not close to it as of yet, and partially because he's just a freshman. Bryce Gilman, number 20, the South Vermilion product, freshman guard at Hanover. Hopefully see him. He averages about 10 minutes a game, so I look forward to seeing him on the court. And fans of the Wabash Valley area, remember that young man and the performance that he put on his senior year at the Classic was something pretty special. South Vermilion made a nice little run, and Bryce Gilman was a huge part of that.
Yeah, he was. He's a special player for South Vermilion, and obviously freshman year at Hanover, I'm sure.
You're playing 10 minutes a game your freshman season.
You got to be happy with that.
Right.
Yeah. Especially when you've got 18 guys on the roster, to be able to just get in the game is saying something. And so I'm sure he's bummed that there's no fans allowed today, kind of at his homecoming, so to speak. But hopefully they're all watching the Indiana Sports Network here, and we can get him in the game and give his proper due.
Yeah, definitely definitely look forward to seeing him on the court. Definitely watch him at South Vermilion and really enjoy the way he plays. And obviously we're in some respects we obviously want to see Rose-Hulman win, but I'd like to see Bryce do well today.
Yeah,
not too well, but
we always like to see the hometown guys do well no matter where they're playing.
That's exactly right. So Rose-Hulman hosting a big contest today. Got a big victory, 71-67, just a few days ago in Hanover, Indiana. And now It's the rematch here at the Holbert Arena where Rose-Hulman is hosting Hanover. These two teams very familiar with each other, have a long-standing series. Hanover leads the series 53-45. So this is the 99th matchup between these two clubs. They're very familiar with each other, and they will get a little more acquainted here in a matter of moments. We'll step aside for the playing of our national anthem.
It is heaven.
Oh my gosh, it's yes. I love that the bun's toasted and the chicken's cooked to the crisp. It is perfect. Chicken slinger.
Heaven in my mouth.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this."
Players, we ask that while you are on the team bench or anywhere around the facility, please wear face coverings for everyone's safety. We ask after the contest you shower next to the facility and meet your team outside or inside your team bus. Rose-Hulman and the athletic department, thank you for your cooperation. And now, let's meet the starting lineups for today's game. First, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Panthers from Hanover College. Starting at guard, a 6'1" freshman from Zionsville, Indiana, number 11, Max Greenamoyer. At guard, a 6'5" senior from Pendleton, Indiana, number 14, Mark Albers. At guard, a 5'10" freshman from Clinton, Indiana, number 20, Bryce Gilman. At guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Union, Kentucky, number 21, Ty Houston. And at center, a 6'7" senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 45, Connor Washburn. Hanover is coached by John Miller, assisted by Corey Muchmore, Ryan DeWinkie, and Jackson McHugh. And now, the starting lineup for the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. At forward, a 6'7" senior from Harrison, Ohio, number 5, Jacob Mack. At guard, a 6' senior from Loveland, Ohio, number 15, Greg McGee. At guard, a 6'3" junior from Buffalo Grove, Illinois, number 23, Sunbeat Rom. At forward, a 6'6" sophomore from Fishers, Indiana, number 30, Terry Hicks. And at forward, a 6'5" freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 40, Dylan Duff. The Fighting Engineers are coached by Rusty Lloyd, assisted by John Lester.
And there you have it, the starting lineups for the Panthers. Greenamoyer, Albers, Gilman, Houston, and Washburn. For the Engineers, Back, McGee, Rom, Hicks, and Duff. Don't want to breeze through that. We talked about Bryce Gilman, the South Vermilion product. He comes home and gets his first collegiate start.
Yeah,
right here in our airwaves. I love this.
What a nice touch there by Coach John Miller and the Hanover Panthers to give Bryce the chance to start here.
Yep.
In his homecoming game, that's pretty cool. That's a good moment.
Big thank you to our sponsors: Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Sonic Drive-In, Riddell National Bank, Union Health, and York Automotive. Back in Washburn, going to jump this thing up, and it kind of looks like from the girls' game last night. It kind of looks like Northview and Indian Creek, doesn't it? With the
it does. You're exactly right. Rose-Hulman in the white and red, and Hanover in the dark blue and red and white. Looks exactly like Northview and Indian Creek.
Nice matchup with Washburn and Back making it tough on him, but the offensive board, now 2 offensive boards to Auburn's, and what do you know? They're able to cash in on it, and you hear the bench for Hanover making lots of noise.
Yeah, you know, one thing we've noticed with COVID and no fans is the fact that the benches seem to be very animated for both teams right now. Nice, beautiful play, give and go there by Samit Ram for his first bucket of the game. But again, the benches play a key part in the whole game.
You have to bring energy, and we hope that both of these two teams do just that, and we do expect that. A nice little twirl there by Auburn. He's got 4 quickly in this ball game, 4-2 Panthers.
Yeah, you can easily see why Auburn's averages over 16 points per game with nice spin moves like that. It's going to be tough to handle. But there's a guy that's tough to handle too.
He sure is. Giving it to another. Terry Hicks kind of runs into his own guy. Had to stop his dribble. His shot gets blocked. A good block there by Washburn. And here come the Panthers out in transition. Corner pass to Auburn's, and the ball's going the other way. First turnover of the game.
Zach Callahan coming in for the Engineers the first time tonight, or this afternoon. Again, I said tonight because we're so used to calling those night games.
Callahan with the ball now, looking for an outlet, finds Hicks. Shot clock now down to 10 for the first time today. Ram in the corner, he's deadly from there, and there you have it. Samvit Ram has 5 points for the Engineers. He has all 5.
Wearing number 23 reminds me of another guy who used to wear number 23.
Had a famous corner jumper a while ago, didn't he?
He sure did. Worked out well for him.
It did. Little fall away jumper is no good for Houston. Here come the Engineers, trying to get off to a big lead like they did Thursday night. Hicks gets into the lane, falls away. Woo, that's beautiful right there, isn't it?
That was pretty, very nice. Little fadeaway jumper on one leg off Hicks.
There's Gilman looking for his first shot attempt. And cut off nicely by the senior, Craig McGee. That's a very defensive-minded player is McGee. He does give up that three-pointer. It's no good. And Rom down with the rebound. Here come the Engineers on the break.
So far, a very quick pace for both teams here this first 4 minutes of the ball game.
Back on the block.
Lots of intensity.
Jacob back with his first 2 points. Engineers up 9-4.
Jacob averaging just under 10 points per game, but that's his go-to right there. Remember that from last year. Always fun to watch him play down low.
Pass went into the paint and swung back around. Ball is hopping. Houston dials one up, and he connects.
Houston's first points of the game. Again, he's another one of those 3 guys that average over 15.
Samvit Ram. 2 for 2 from deep.
Samvit says, hey, I can do that. I only average 4 points a game, but I've already got 8. I'm double my average.
And charge. Good defense by Callahan as he's... if you could bring somebody off the bench that is a hawking on-ball defender like Zach Callahan, you're doing really well. As Callahan will come out, Duff goes back in, and also coming in will be Trey Wirtz, a 6'7" senior. 6'7" senior replacing 6'7" senior.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
To do that. And I need to apologize to Ram. He averages just under 8 points a game. So he's already at his average.
Wirtz backing down low. Kind of got tipped away from him as he was making a shot attempt. Engineers get back in defense. Engineers with this lineup, and Gilman misses another. But the Engineers with their lineup that they started with and what they have right now on the floor can switch a whole lot of screens, which bodes well in this conference. Rom feeling it. The floater off the mark, but he did get in the painted area.
Yeah, Rose-Hulman really brings a good defensive intensity.
Houston knocks down another 3 for the Panthers.
Which they're going to have to keep bringing, obviously, all game long with these three-point shooters that Hanover has. But you're right, well, Rose-Hulman getting into their offense, trying to get into a flow here that's been very quick. McGee unable to connect on that one.
Here comes Gilman on the drive. Finds resistance and keeps the ball moving. Boy, you look at the ball movement player by these Panthers. Make you a little dizzy. Hicks gets a tie up there. A beautiful job for Hicks to rake down and get that ball. Ball will be going the other way, it looks like.
Yes,
yep,
sir.
Yeah.
Jump ball. Rose-Hulman has possession.
And subs, Taylor Heil coming to the game. Also, Jackson Cabrick into the game for the Engineers. So you got Cabrick and Duff, 2 freshmen on the floor together, and this is something that part of the building block of the future of this program. Both of those young men are exceptional freshmen. It's a great recruiting class that Rusty Lloyd brought in this year. Duff up and under, got fouled, and this is a young man that has proven already he likes to get into the paint and he likes to get to the free throw line.
Yeah, he hit 2 big key free throws Thursday night late in the game to kind of seal the win. But again, a freshman from Fort Wayne Snyder. I didn't want to jinx him there and talk while he was actually shooting. Well, I'm afraid he can hear me with no fans in the stands, but just a good talented player. I'm looking forward to watching him grow in the next few years for the Engineers.
Duff makes the pair. Engineers up 4. Engineers in their typical man-to-man defense. McGee gets beat, and the nice score there for Alex Westerbeck. Cabrick looking. Need a little movement here on the
I was going to say, Rose-Hulman standing around a little more than you'd like to see.
And Trey Ward's trying to get the offensive rebound. Kind of a wild runner there by McGee at the end of the shot clock.
That is not the shot Coach Lloyd was hoping they would get.
Corner 3 was passed up. Yeah, that was kind of, I'd say, the worst possession so far for the Engineers.
It was. McGee kind of forced it. He's yet to get on the scoreboard. And I'm sure he's obviously anxious to get on the scoreboard. Kind of forced that one.
Nice drive by Ryan Morris. He gets blocked. Ball comes out, though, to Ty Houston. And that young man right now is really has a hoop that's bigger than everybody else's right now.
Oh, he does. He's got a nice smooth stroke there. 2 for 3 from the field today already.
Ball tipped out of bounds.
Excuse me.
Baseline left.
Ty Houston is 3 for 4. He has 8 points. The 12:43 mark.
The Panthers have their first lead of the game. Tie 14-14. As we're going to get another sub. Looks like Farnsworth, Isaac Farnsworth, coming in for Craig McGee.
Yeah, Craig just couldn't quite get into a rhythm here early in this first half.
And we get a travel or a foul. We're going to get a foul.
Foul on the floor.
Like inbounds pass. You get the inbounds pass to Duff in the paint and free throw line area. You look at the score.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Duff is not afraid to get down low and get into the paint. He's listed at 6'5", but I think that may be a little generous.
Yep.
Maybe with all that hair again. But But he's a good player, knows how to play the game.
That's an explosive step as well. You saw it. As Hyle gets a three, no good. And Wirtz tips the ball out of bounds as he was going for that offensive board. Now, I'm talking about Duff, his explosive first step. This is a young man that's played some football at Fort Wayne Snyder. I think he played, I don't know if he just played 1 year, but I know he played at least 1 year at Snyder. Nice pass down low. Good help by Hyle, and he gets the rebound as well. That was beautiful help defense. Cabrick into the painted area.
Nice.
Jackson Cabrick is on the board.
Jackson Cabrick, a freshman from Jasper, Indiana. Another kid that knows how to play basketball. Yep. Looking forward to seeing him grow as an engineer.
Absolutely. The present is bright, and so is the future for the Engineers. Good defense by Wirtz. Cut off Munoz. Shot clock down to 3. A wild shot, and oh boy, an offensive board. Offensive board by Morris. Gives him another possession. Uh-oh, Morris in the corner. Whew, dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, Duff with the rebound, nice. So far, Hanover's out-rebounded Rose-Hulman 9-4.
Nice little pull-up mid-range jumper for Duff. He's got 4 now. Rose with the 4-point lead, 18-14. Oh, and a turnover.
Oh, there you go.
Here we go. Strap on your seatbelts, baby. Dylan Duff.
Duff with the stuff.
I like that. Trademark that thing, will you?
Nice.
In a timeout by Hanover, Coach John Miller. We'll take a timeout as well. Rose up 6.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
Rose-Hulman has surged ahead for the last 6 points. The last 2, an emphatic dunk. And the quote from my friend Troy Fears, "I really like Duff with the stuff." I like that, Troy. You're onto something there.
You know,
we got to put that on a T-shirt.
I don't know. We might need to do that.
Or a coffee mug, or
by the time Dylan is a senior,
yes,
we could have Duff as stuff.
Yes, yeah, I'm telling you.
Coffee mug.
I like
we could have it all. Bumper stickers.
I love that. Especially on a coffee mug, get a donut with some little coffee, dunk that thing in there or something, or put some milk, put some Oreos, dunk it. Man, that's good. Uh-oh. Another 3. Matt Munoz nails one as we're talking about Duff and stuffing.
You mentioned donuts. That got me excited there.
I know. Farnsworth down low. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Best foul of the game right there.
It really was.
To keep him from a layup.
Thought for sure that was going to be an easy layup.
That's when you're like, oh, no, it's not a foul, not a foul. I believe that foul was on Starks as he gets caught down low again. Mouse in the house, and he can't take advantage of it. Oh, my. Darren Starks got caught on Farnsworth, and Farnsworth couldn't quite pay it off.
But another freshman, Farnsworth.
Yep.
Again, freshman for Rose seeing some quality playing time early here in this first half.
A nice pull-up right there for Alex Westerbeck. Three-pointer from Rose, Jackson Cabrick.
Cabrick from way downtown. That's what I like about these freshmen so far. Not afraid to put it up.
Ooh, not at all.
Or battle inside. A lot of intensity. Fun to watch.
Great offensive board right there by Hanover. Pounding that board Couldn't quite get it. Ryan Morris has had a couple of offensive boards. That time it didn't go down, but the young man's effort is really showing up. Callahan on the drive, going to get 2 free throws. Fouled by, I believe, Dawson Estes. Boy, we'll see how I pronounce his name. I might butcher that. I'm sorry, folks. We'll see. I was hoping they'd announce the foul.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah.
Callahan on the line, shooting 2. Obviously missed the first one, but maybe they announced it just to the bench. Since there's nobody here. They just announced it verbally down low.
Mm-hmm. Jack Weininger is in the basketball contest, a 6'4" freshman from Elnora, Indiana. We know where that is, don't we?
We
North
do.
Davies High School product. Jack Weininger, we used to seeing him. We saw him last year at the North Davies tournament, as we have been there, I believe, 3 times in the last 4 years.
Yeah, I love that tournament.
Absolutely. So they keep bringing us back, and for some strange reason, they like us, Troy.
That's because we eat all their food in the hospitality room.
Compliment the cooks and they'll ask you back. Got some good cooks, I'm telling you. The hospitality down there is fantastic. Treat us very well. We love going to that tournament. In the paint starts, but boy, oh boy, the offensive rebounding in this game. And you see Weininger comes into the game and instantly gets in the paint, gets the offensive board, and he will not get 2 free throws.
Yeah, I've got Hanover with 6 offensive rebounds compared to Rose-Hulman's 0.
Feels like 16.
It does, doesn't it?
And a quick response there off the inbounds. Into the game for the first time for the Engineers today and this season, Max Chaplin, 6'2" sophomore from Carmel, Indiana, went to Brebeuf High School. Very glad to see Max. He had a little injury to begin the season, but glad to see him back in the fold of the land of the healthy.
He was fun to watch last year. Gave the team a spark.
Speaking of spark,
yep.
There's your man,
Dylan Duff.
Again. He just fills it up.
He does. He's not afraid to shoot it from anywhere, it looks like. And love the confidence in him.
But he also knows where his spot is. That's
exactly.
the thing I really like about it. Gilman, that looks good. Oh boy, a little short. Little short for Gilman. I thought that was going down for sure. Here comes Chaplin. Chaplin can shoot the ball from anywhere as well. That was a little short.
Chapman usually likes to shoot farther out, and that may have been too close for him.
Ooh, an interesting drive. I don't know. You got to call something there. You got to. You can't jump up with the ball. Come down with the ball. And I know it's tipped away from him, but
yeah, but it's not NBA 2K. You can't do that.
Yeah, something there. Okay.
But
7:08 to go, first half. Engineers up 6, 25-16.
Yeah, their largest lead of the game in this half, obviously. 6 points.
I still would love men's college basketball. I'm going to say it a million times. I want them to go to quarters. I just do. I like quarters. Duff, golly gee.
I like that player right there. Dylan Duff with his 10th point in the first half to lead all scorers.
Tough drive, and Callahan provides resistance and then a block. Love to see players on the floor. Duff was on the floor for the Engineers, as was Jacob Back. No surprise there. Ty Houston on the floor for the Panthers. And I believe we got a jump ball situation, I think. They're going to have to get the perspiration off the court.
Callahan with a nice effort with the block there. Yeah, the ball stays here for Hanover.
Yep. That's what happens on a jump ball. Alternating possessions. I am glad we don't jump it up after jump balls anymore. Corner 3 by Darren Starks. That draws the Panthers a little closer.
You want quarters, but no jump balls. I agree. I'm
jump ball. That slows the game down a little bit. A little bit too much.
Let's get President Biden to do an executive order.
Let's get Jacob back. Look out.
Jacob back with a two-hand slam. Rose-Hulman bench all fired up for that, as they should be.
Gilman gets fouled. Darren Starks, a 5'11" freshman from New Albany, went to Jeffersonville High School. So we've got multiple players from New Albany, but they didn't go to the same school. Isaac Hibbard, the senior, went to New Albany, but Darren Starks, the freshman, went to Jeffersonville.
You know, both teams have had 11 players from each team in the game that's so far this first half.
Makes our job interesting. Oh boy, a clear out there on that drive.
Yeah, it was. He moved that shoulder.
Sure did. Here come Engineers in the passing lanes, and a little bit of a runner by McGee. Couldn't get it to go down. Here comes Starks.
Another poor shot selection by McGee. You don't like to see that from your reigning conference player of the year.
And if you're an Engineer, I was getting ready to say, I thought that was going down. You don't want to see that, but it rimmed out. Gracious rims kept Ty Houston from getting points 10, 11, and 12. And here comes Duff. Cut off nicely. Just knew that this game was going to be very entertaining. Callahan turns over his left shoulder.
Yeah, nice little
scores.
Fake to the left, turn to the right to knock down a two and bring that lead 31-22 with just under 5 minutes to go.
Houston on the drive turns it over.
And Rose-Hulman needs to take advantage of this turnover.
McGee all the way to the cup. You got to stop the ball. And Coach John Miller might be thinking about a timeout. Yep, there it is. There it is. Engineers with their biggest lead. They're up 11 with 4:27 to go. We'll be right back.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
At Union Health, we understand that early detection of breast cancer saves lives. That's why the Clara Fairbanks Center for Women offers the most advanced breast cancer detection available. Tomosynthesis 3D breast imaging. This state-of-the-art technology pinpoints breast cancer at its earliest stages when it's most curable. For you, that means earlier detection. For us, that means being able to give you peace of mind in your health care. To schedule your mammogram, call 812-238-7766. Union Health. Healthier together.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Engineers on another mini run. They're up 11 with 4:27 to go. We know that the Hanover Panthers, we saw this from Thursday's contest, they can score a lot in a little.
Yeah, they can.
Points in time. So this 11-point lead is not safe for the Engineers.
It is not. As you can tell in this first 15 minutes of action, it's just been nonstop. They can, and once they get hot, start hitting those threes, you're right, they can catch up real quick.
Starting unit for the Engineers is back on the court as Mark Albers hits his first three of the contest. It seems like Hanover, seems like everybody that they play almost has the green light to shoot the three. Samvit Ram. He's been a very aggressive player tonight. I love it when he's aggressive.
I do too.
10.
Yeah, he's had a great first half for obvious reasons.
McGee with the rebound. Here we go. There's a three. Put it in the book, baby. Oh, boy.
Just short.
I gotta stop doing that. I'm not gonna do that anymore. I was, you know, trying to be cute, and he's been so hot.
He has been hot.
Knock it down, but all right.
I don't blame you for.
It's probably my fault.
It did look good. We had a good angle on it.
It looked great.
It was just a little short.
That's right.
But he was wide open. A good shot for Rose-Hulman there after getting that rebound.
I'm not gonna stop doing that, by the way.
I know you're not.
Yeah. Here we go in the paint. Boy, I'm telling you what, these guards, almost tipped that one in. These guards for guards / forwards, so interchangeable for Hanover. They have so many of them that can shoot it and dribble, get into the paint.
They do.
This guy can get in the paint.
Yes, he can.
Avoids the charge.
I tell you, Rose-Hulman's done a nice job here in rebounding, defensive rebounds. They've had 3 of the last 4 Hanover attempts. Rose-Hulman's come down with the ball.
Off the mark there. Ball playing hot potato. Still playing.
There you go. Nice.
Hot potato, and Rom snatches it down.
Beautiful effort. Capitalize.
Terry Hicks with the 3. That's what happens when you run the court. He got to a spot in the corner, is able to be presented with a beautiful pass from Rom.
Yeah, beautiful transition there.
Thought we had a strip, we had a foul. 2:30 to go. Engineers have stretched their lead over the last minute plus. Another 4 points, they're up 15.
You know what I'm going to miss most of all, Walt, as we get close to halftime is no halftime half-court shots.
I know. That was fun to watch.
For free books or whatever it was.
I know. Last year, my son got a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Yeah.
That he enjoyed because they had the coupon giveaway on the court. And he hit a shot, so he was very excited about that. Split the defense.
Nice, there he is, waiting
Put it
in the corner.
Book, baby. Put it in the book, baby.
You knew it. You called it. You said you wouldn't, but you did.
2:04 to go. Engineers up big, playing well right now. We'll be right back.
Get a fresh start at York Chevy Buick on US Highway 40 in Brazil. We have fresh discounts on Chevy Silverado up to $10,000 off. Chevy Trax, $87 per month. Buick Encore, $117 per month. Or Chevy Equinoxes up to $6,500 off. It's a new year. Get a new ride at YorkChevy.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Sanvi Ram scored his career high, I believe, last game against Hanover, which was 11 points. Don't look now, folks, but right now, he's got another new career high. He's got 13.
He does. In 10 minutes of action here this half. Came out on fire to start the game, and he's keeping it going here late in this first half.
Got to defend home court, and that's what the Engineers are trying to do here. As the Hanover, man, I'm telling you, I just love the ball movement and the player movement they have. Down to 6 for the shot clock. Got to look toward the basket now. 3-pointer by Westerbrook. I think that's the first 3-pointer that he's missed. Here comes Cabrick and McGee. Rom in the corner again. That was a shot that went down last time, but Cabrick is able to get the offensive board. Now Engineers set it up.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the first offensive board Rose has had this half.
A deep one for McGee. That went off the front iron. Nice little step in there. And a missed shot off the back iron there for the Panthers. Rusty Lloyd's calling out the set with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Obviously, Rose-Hulman can't hold it for the last shot, but doing their best to wind the clock down and get a good shot.
Oh, my goodness. Oh! They lifted Jacob back. He fakes the three and dunks on him. Oh, Jacob back. Don't hurt him.
Don't hurt your back. Wow. That was a beautiful move by Back, and he had some ups, excuse me, to get up there and slam it down with authority.
Two-hand. Into the painted area, Max Greenamoyer, he's going to get to the free throw line. I just love the fact that, you know, as a coach, you love it with a play that you have practiced in practice or going over in practice a million times, that it works in the game situation. And you could tell by Rusty Lloyd's reactions. I'm going to be quiet here. You could tell by Rusty Lloyd's reaction that is exactly the intended outcome of that play.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Just the effort that it took, because no one expected Jacob Back to take the shot.
But here's the thing. I'm going to, after this free throw, I'm gonna call out the Panther defense there. You can't go for the Jacob Back pump fake. You just can't do it.
Not from the three-point line. No,
you can't do it. Terry Hicks splits, goes down the lane, a finger roll with 5 seconds. Down to 2, down to 1, the half-court heave. Misses the basket and the stanchion, and we are at halftime. The Engineers, with a fantastic first half flurry at the last 5 or 6 minutes, have stretched their lead up to 20 points, 47-27. They'll go into the intermission. We'll take a quick break, come back with some halftime stats and analysis. You're watching Rose-Hulman basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
It's time for the halftime report on the Indiana Sports Network.
Engineers have produced a masterful first half. They have knocked down plenty of threes. They have got out in transition, and they've played some pretty good defense. They have a 20-point advantage, 47-27. We didn't expect this, Troy, to be honest with you. Of course, Rose-Hulman was in this similar position a couple days ago, and Hanover came back. So, I mean, obviously what I'm saying, there's 20 minutes left. So the game is not even close to over. But the first 20 minutes, I'll be honest, I expected a very hotly contested game with the score between maybe 2 and 5 points.
It did. I agree with you, Walt. It wasn't quite a 20-point lead Thursday night that Rose-Hulman had, but then ended up having to hold on for the victory. Obviously, this half, it was almost not nearly perfect, but Rose-Hulman just played excellently. Yeah, they had 0 turnovers compared to 6 for Hanover. Rose-Hulman scored 26 points in the paint compared to 4 for Hanover. But if you're Rusty Lloyd, obviously you got to say, all right, guys, we've played great the last 2 games in the first half.
Right.
We got to keep it going here, keep the pressure going in the second half. Obviously, it's great to see 11 players play for Rose-Hulman and get some quality minutes. Obviously, Dylan Duff with 12 points, Ram with 13 points kind of lead the Engineers, but 11 guys were on the floor in that first half, and they all played a good factor. 7 out of the 11 scored, so just a nice half of basketball for the Engineers. And obviously Hanover, as you mentioned, can hit the 3 often, but didn't quite do that. They were 5 for 13 in the first half for 38%. Rose-Hulman was 5 for 10 from 3 for 50%. So if Hanover can get hot, as we saw Thursday night, and as you mentioned, they can easily knock down that 20-point lead very quickly by the time we get started here in the second half.
The score was 39-26 just a couple of days ago when these 2 teams played at John Collier Arena in Hanover. And so Hanover then proceeded to come out and score 41 on Rose in the second half. I'd love to know for Rusty Lloyd, I know that he's talking to his team about, like you said, don't let down the second half, don't let them go off in the second half. I would imagine, though, that he has a number in his mind and saying, hey, guys, let's hold them to X in the second half. I don't know what that number is, but do you think that he's talking to his guys in that fashion?
Yeah, I do. I think he's obviously trying to get his guy to stay up. The intensity and effort that they've put forth so far in this half, that first half was intense. I mean, from the get-go. And so, yeah, you got to put yourself some goals now in place. And most coaches in the college level will break it down into 5-minute periods.
Sure.
Let's win this first 5 minutes. Let's score 10 points in the first 5 minutes. Let's do this, X, Y, and Z. And obviously there are things that Rose-Hulman is going to need to do. They got out-rebounded 21-17 in that first half. They got to be able to do better rebounding the ball, especially offensive. Hanover had 9 offensive rebounds. Yeah. Rose-Hulman had 1 in that first half. So yeah, those are the little things that make a big difference that Coach Lloyd's obviously going to be talking about here at halftime and trying to convince his players to go out and play as hard as he can for this second half.
We talk about X's and O's. We enumerate things, A, B, C, X, Y, Z. There's lots of letters in between there that don't get talked about. Rusty Lloyd, I'm sure, was talking about some of those points that maybe won't get talked about in the 20-point game. I would imagine he's going over those right now. 47-27, we'll take our first break of our halftime show. Come back with more after this.
At Union Health, we understand that early detection of breast cancer saves lives. That's why the Clara Fairbanks Center for Women offers the most advanced breast cancer detection available. Tomosynthesis 3D breast imaging. This state-of-the-art technology pinpoints breast cancer at its earliest stages when it's most curable. For you, that means earlier detection. For us, that means being able to give you peace of mind in your health care. To schedule your mammogram, call 812-238-7766. Union Health. Healthier together.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Get a fresh start at York Chevy Buick on US Highway 40 in Brazil. We have fresh discounts on Chevy Silverado up to $10,000 off. Chevy Trax, $87 per month. Buick Encore, $117 per month. Or Chevy Equinoxes up to $6,500 off. It's a new year. Get a new ride at YorkChevy.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
Oh, heaven.
So you think chicken is heaven?
Oh my gosh, it's yes. I love that the bun's toasted and the chicken's cooked to the crisp. It is perfect. Chicken slinger.
Heaven in my mouth.
You're watching Rose-Hulman men's basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Today at the Holman Arena, we have multiple contests and multiple sports. We have, following this contest, a little bit of a break, but then we'll have volleyball. The Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers volleyball opener, the season opener, will be after this contest, right around 4:30. Usually, there's non-conference action, but in this, obviously, the pandemic year, things are different. Some schools play some non-conference games in the fall, some don't. Rose-Hulman did not. They do host Manchester for the season opener here for the 2021 spring edition of HCAC volleyball. Coach Rachel Solari-Delsey, and her third year at the helm of Rose-Hulman, has done a fine job up to this point, and I know she's raring to go to get her ladies on the court here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's their first matchup. Manchester's got to play a few matches this fall. I think they played 6 matches, but obviously Rose-Hulman chose not to play in the fall, and they're playing now. And so, yeah, it'll be interesting and fun to see the Lady Engineers volleyball squad. Again, as we mentioned in the pregame, that's why you see that tape on the floor. Normally you don't see that in the winter months during basketball season, but that white tape is for the volleyball. And obviously they're in season as well, which, as you mentioned, using this facility, you know, when you don't think about it, but by having these teams playing basically the same season, you got to work out a practice schedule and a facility usage schedule that obviously they're able to do here at Rose-Hulman.
Drawing straws, or what are you doing there?
Exactly.
Some computer-generated program that says who goes first.
I'm
some
sure
kind of a court lottery system.
I'm sure if anybody can figure it out, it would be Rose-Hulman as to the fairness of, you know, who gets the gym and when they get it. But luckily for Rose, obviously they got a large field house right next to this that hosts the track and also has plenty of courts that they could practice on. But being able to practice here on the main floor might be a little tricky at times, but I'm sure they work it out as well as they can. As again, you know, we were talking to Kevin Lanke before the game, and you know, he mentioned obviously how much things have changed this year and how they've had to adapt, and obviously no fans, but just to be able to play the game is really the most important thing for these student athletes, to get the chance to tip it up and to play and to, you know, play volleyball and basketball. And football will be starting here in a couple weeks.
You know, and that's something.
We saw some guys out there kind of, as you mentioned, warming up or kicking the ball and just getting some workout. In on this sunny but very cold day here in Terre Haute, and it's going to be interesting and odd to call a football game in the month of February.
Right. Well, we're going to do it, by goodness.
We are, you know, and it's not the Super Bowl.
No, it's not.
You know, but that's usually the Super Bowl's that first few days in February, and then football's done for a while. But not here.
Not this
and that's
year.
going to be fun. I mean, again, you just got to roll with it.
That's right.
And appreciate the opportunity that the kids have to get to play.
We're flexible here at the Indiana Sports Network, just like we are in the HCAC and all around this great land that we call the United States of America. We're going to take a quick break here, last break of our halftime show. Come back with the second half. Rose-Hulman up 20 over Hanover.
Joink has been into connectivity since 2001. And now more than ever, reliable high-speed internet is crucial to stay connected with your family, your school, and at work. Joink employees are currently expanding their fiber optic network to homes and businesses throughout the Wabash Valley. This allows Joink to offer some of the best service options for today and the future. If you want to join the Joink team, go to www.joink.com/careers.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
We are so thankful to Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Sonic Drive-In, Riddell National Bank, Union Health, and Your Automotive. They have locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Without them, we don't get to do what we want to do, and that's bring you all the action that, quite frankly, you can't come to right now. You can't come to this game, and we're so thankful to be able to bring it to you in the comforts of your home, or maybe you're at work, or maybe you're in a pub somewhere, watch on the big screen. We don't know where you may be, but we're thankful that we can show you the sights and sounds of this broadcast.
Free of charge.
Yeah, free of charge. Absolutely. That's what we want to do.
You could be in the bathroom on your phone watching.
You could.
We don't care.
I don't want to know about it, but we could. Just don't tell us. Don't email and tell me right now.
But we do thank you for watching.
A lot of times we'll have nice discussions going on our Facebook page. Look us up on our Facebook page, Indiana Sports Network. Follow us, share some of the things we have on there, and nice banter and discussion that goes on during our broadcast. Here's Duff with his first attempt of the second half.
Second half, yeah. Came up a little short there, but again, love the confidence that kid has.
And a block going right back at you. Here he comes in the paint, gets a little contact, and then gets contact from his main man, Jacob Back, pumping him up a little bit.
Well, he should pump him up after that nice little spin move. Again, Dylan Duff does not play like a freshman.
No.
You know, we first saw him in Anderson as a high school all-star.
Right.
And he's every bit of as advertised. Just a fun player to watch.
And a steal by McGee on a pass that was read. Beautiful time in transition.
Nice
that's the
job
way
by
they ran
Hicks.
it in the pre-half warm-up. And that's exactly what happened in the first minute of this second half. Coach John Jones, John Miller, he calls a timeout 50 seconds in. We'll take it with him.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Coach John Miller, apologize for calling him John Jones for a moment there. 50 seconds in, calls a timeout. I like the timeout. You come out and give up 4 quick points, 2 of them being in transition. I talked about it during the second half warm-ups. Of course, you run the layup line, and Rose-Hulman practices that with a long pass with the player just basically a step underneath the three-point line. They take their 2 steps and go in for a layup. That's exactly what happened between McGee and Hicks to make that the 51 to 27 advantage. Gilman, short, just can't get on track.
Yeah, just doesn't quite have his shot today. He's been short a couple times from three-point range. Rose-Hulman on a 24-5 run here, Walt, in the last 7 minutes, counting the first half as well.
Duff contested very nicely by Houston. And Houston gets it down and gets double team. I like the double team of McGee on that last possession by Hanover, though.
Yeah, that was a nice defense by Hanover, which in turn leads to 2 points by Greenamoy, Moyer, a freshman again from Zionsville.
If you double team McGee, then somebody else is going to be open. The Engineers have multiple guys on the court that can make something happen off the dribble. So don't expect Hanover to do that every possession. But on that, that possession, I did really like that. Here comes Gilman, gets fouled by Sanvi Ram.
Nobody in foul trouble.
No.
I think we only had maybe 6 for each team in that first half.
Yeah.
So that's Rom's second foul for the game.
See if Hanover, I would imagine about the 15-minute mark, they probably want to get this thing. If they can get this, well, I don't want to give benchmarks at this point. But you got to shave some points off.
Yeah,
you got to shave some points off right now. You see where you are. You're down 32. Shave some points off. Maybe, get it down to 23, 25, somewhere down at the 15-minute mark, and then go from there.
But we talked about at halftime, most coaches play in those 5-minute intervals of the second half and first half, and so you want to try to win each of your 5-minute intervals, and obviously Hanover's just not been able to do that.
And there's a double by McGee, and there's a 3 by Hicks. There it is. It's what happens when you double, and I apologize, I added 10 points to the deficit, so folks, just you laugh at me and move on. You knew what I was saying.
Hicks just scored his 12th point of the game.
Corner 3, and there you go. There you go. There's a big shot by Gilman. The timeout by Coach Miller. We'll be right back. It's a full timeout.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
At Union Health, we understand that early detection of breast cancer saves lives. That's why the Clara Fairbanks Center for Women offers the most advanced breast cancer detection available. Tomosynthesis 3D breast imaging. This state-of-the-art technology pinpoints breast cancer at its earliest stages when it's most curable. For you, that means earlier detection. For us, that means being able to give you peace of mind in your health care. To schedule your mammogram, call 812-238-7766. Union Health. Healthier together.
54 to 32. Bryce Gilman just knocked down a three-pointer a moment ago, right before that timeout. Young man got his first 3 points of this game after getting his first start here today. The South Vermilion product able to come close to home and get the start. Absolutely love that for him, and got a three-point shot to go down, so now he's feeling a little bit better about himself.
Yeah, he's definitely a confidence booster there. He was excited when that timeout was called.
And there's that. I guess we are going to see this a lot. That double by McGee, just to try to we get him to scramble a little bit. Oh, what a block A great block right there by Hanover's Mark Albers.
Yeah, McGee had nowhere to go with it, and Albers was just right there and stuffed it down.
Oh, man, beautiful rotation on there. On the block, they found Houston. Ty Houston, a 6'3" sophomore. This young man has got 11 now.
Yeah, he was relatively quiet the last 10 minutes of the first half. If he gets hot, we're in trouble.
16:02 is down to 20. A couple subs coming in for the Engineers. Callahan and Wirtz into the game. Got to set it back up.
Yeah, McGee only has 2 points, but he has 7 assists today.
And Trey Wirtz gets that assist. Sanveep Ram with 16 points in the game to lead all scorers.
4 for 6 from the three-point line for Ram today. Putting on a clinic here.
He is. Nice little give and go there back to Munoz. And Houston. Ty Houston, and the Engineers up 20.
Get a fresh start at York Chevy Buick on US Highway 40 in Brazil. We have fresh discounts on Chevy Silverado up to $10,000 off. Chevy Trax, $87 per month. Buick Encore, $117 per month. Or Chevy Equinoxes up to $6,500 off. It's a new year. Get a new ride at YorkChevy.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
Joink has been into connectivity since 2001. And now more than ever, reliable high-speed internet is crucial to stay connected with your family, your school, and at work. Joink employees are currently expanding their fiber optic network to homes and businesses throughout the Wabash Valley. This allows Joink to offer some of the best service options for today and the future. If you want to join the Joink team, go to www.joink.com/careers.
It could be anyone.
Engineers were up 20 at the half, and they're up 20 right now. The largest lead of the game was 25 points. They had a 25-point advantage at one point. The Hanover Panthers are going to keep coming at them. They're going to keep scoring. They're going to keep coming at them. I know I talked about Rusty Lloyd, that benchmark. I'll be honest with you. I would have said let's hold them to 60 under. Not for the second half, but total.
Right.
So you're looking at second half output of 33 points. That would have been my number that I would have given the team. It'd be 60 points. We'll see if it can happen.
Yeah, you know, Hanover, again, it's 4 of their last 5 shots they've hit, so they're not going to go away. Rose-Hulman's got to stay.
Nice strip of Duff.
Yeah, it was.
On his drive.
And again, this is a big bucket here, big possession for Hanover.
Yes.
Again, they've hit 4 out of the last 5 possessions.
And that's a nice move right there. Put Duff in the spin cycle, but off the mark.
But a good rebound by Rose. Now take advantage, slow it down, get the shot you want.
Wirtz can hit that, didn't hit it on that occasion. Foul out high.
Foul on Duff, his second personal foul. Again, no one, I guess Duff and Rom have 2 fouls each, but that's the only players with 2 fouls for Rose-Hulman.
Cabrick is coming to game, and Rom taking a seat. Gilman off the drive. Boy, that young man.
We got a little confidence in that three-pointer just a couple minutes ago, and
his offensive game reminds me of putting putting popcorn into the microwave. He starts popping. Speaking of popping, Jackson Cabrick, he's a fine freshman as well. Isn't he?
He is. He's got 8 points today.
Bryce Gilman alert. putting that popcorn in the microwave, pop, 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 pop. You know, just starts out slow.
Yep.
And it's a nice
Takes
pass
some time to heat up, and that's exactly what he's doing.
But once it heats up, look out.
Showing everybody that he earned that first start.
He did.
His collegiate career today.
A little shuffle of defeat there for Green Moyer, and traveling violation is going to make this ball go the other way.
And I don't want to jinx it.
Well, I don't. No.
Okay, I won't say it.
Don't.
All I'm going to say is that's the 8th turnover for Hanover.
Yep, and that's all we're going to say.
That's all you need to know.
All you need to know about turnovers. 62-41. You know what's going to happen, don't you? Oh, boy, Dylan Duff.
Wow.
Took 2 to the cup. Showed the strength.
With the partial stuff there. He didn't quite get it fully, but power to the rim for the freshman.
We get another timeout by Coach Miller. Yes, we are. He's going to close to out of timeouts, but use them when you need them. Engineers up 23.
Can't take them home.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service, dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Engineers with the very sizable lead. I was getting ready to use the word commanding, but I'm a little gun-shy of using that word because we know
after Thursday night, right?
Yeah, you don't want to use a word like that, but it's sizable. That is undisputable.
It is a measurable lead.
It is.
You know,
it is.
And obviously, Coach Miller of Hanover calls timeout there to see what he can do to knock into that lead.
Mm-hmm. Alex Westerbrook has come back into the contest and knocking one down. There is Green Moyer, 6'1" freshman. A lot of freshmen on this roster for Hanover. I believe like 6 or 7. 8 freshmen on the Hanover roster. Well, actually, maybe even more than that. But a lot of them.
A lot of freshmen. There's a lot of guys on there. There's 18 guys on the roster. So it makes sense that there's a lot of freshmen.
Yep. A little confusion on the inbounds pass, but Duff saves it. 10 on the shot clock. Look out. Hanover down 20, trying to cut into this lead a little bit more. They don't. Work snares down the rebound off the Westerbrook miss. Farnsworth back in the game for the Engineers. K-Brick, I'm telling you, the future's bright, my friend.
It sure is. These freshmen are fun to watch. Again, none of them play like freshmen, in my opinion.
No, they're not built like it either.
No, they're not. There you are. Good physical players.
And you get players from good programs like Jasper and from Fort Wayne Snyder in the state of Indiana, of course. Rose-Hulman has such a national appeal. Trey Ward's trying to get the charge. Doesn't get it, but Dylan Duff, another block tonight.
Yeah, Dylan's got some hops on him. Obviously, we've seen the Duff stuff a couple times.
That's going to stick. It's going to stick.
We're going to.
I'm giving you all the credit for that.
The bumper stickers are ordered. The T-shirts are getting made.
If you get dunked on, should you be proud of the fact that you were on the wrong end of a Duff stuff? You should be kind of proud. That's a shot clock violation. Rusty Lloyd is extremely happy. Walks up and down the sideline, clapping his hands in a great pleasure that his defense engineered a shot clock violation and another turnover for the Panthers. Taylor Heil back into the game, pops out for a look. Down to Callahan.
Beautiful
They've done that
pass.
twice tonight.
Yeah, that is just a beautiful little give and go.
Yes.
To Callahan, picks up his 6th point of the game. Hanover just has, surprisingly to me, has no answer on the defensive end.
Not on the defensive end, no. They can score, just not able to string together stops. Here's another opportunity for the Engineers. Down low to Wirtz, put him to work, big boy. Just couldn't get it. Nice attempt, nice look. Couldn't get it. Callahan trying to charge the foul. Wirtz with the block. They stay with it as Hanover. Houston thinks about a 3, gives it up to Westbrook. He couldn't make it. Oh, give it up. Farnsworth.
Nice.
That's the way you run the 4 right there. Isaac Farnsworth, the big freshman from Auburn, Indiana. Excuse me, nope. From Auburn, Indiana. Went to Snyder as well.
Yeah, Auburn up by Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
They have a great car show every year.
Never been there.
Yeah, I haven't either, but it's always on TV.
Okay.
Classic cars, good cars. Auction, I believe.
Good kick there by Callahan to make them reset this. This is going to be 2 points. It was going to be a bucket.
Auburn's a place to be, Walt. If you ever get a chance to go up there, Auburn was a brand of a car, really, and now I believe it's a museum. And they do have, again, a big car auction, I know, every year. And I bet Isaac Farnsworth's been there.
I bet he has. We'll have to ask him. If we ever get a chance to ask him, let me put it that way. Not able to get close to the players, and of course in this pandemic season, we have a section off. That's why the angles that we get with our camera operators are a little different. We're not down the baseline like we normally are during the free throws and the like. So we have to adjust with that. But maybe we'll get a chance to talk to Farnsworth. Maybe his family can.
Yeah, maybe
let us know
right now.
Maybe they can let us know about his trips to, the car show. Max Chaplin back in the contest. Farnsworth with the pull-up. Look, a very soft touch. Just couldn't get it to go through the net.
Like the intensity of the defensive end.
Let's go.
Nice shot by Farnsworth.
Yeah, sometimes you're moving a little faster than you kind of thought he would get a little contact there. And what is that mark right there?
That is number 1, the first turnover of the game for the Engineers.
They went 30 minutes without a turnover.
That's impressive.
And I'm going to say this, and this is not a knock. This is an honest question. Last season, did this team go anywhere near 30 minutes without a turnover?
No, they didn't go 3 minutes without a turnover.
I mean, it was, oh my gosh, how did that not go in? How did that not go in?
No, last year they were very turnover prone.
Yeah, they were. Trying to, do better than that this year, obviously with this season. And you can see the evidence of that here tonight with the lack of extra possessions that are given to the other team. Here comes Callahan.
Normally you expect freshmen to kind of turn the ball over, but not these freshmen that we're seeing for the Engineers.
Even off that inbounds, that could have been a turnover.
There you go.
Straight works. He gets on the board, but when K-Brick threw it into Duff and the ball went way and way and Duff went the other, he was able to use his speed to circle the wagons and go get the ball, make sure it wasn't a turnover. So just the effort, there's the effort there to block Gilman. And Darren Starks back in the game for the Panthers. This Starks is quick.
He is.
He is quick, and he's going to be a problem. You can just tell he's going to be a problem in future years for opponents of Hanover in the HCAC. Timeout by Rusty Lloyd. 7:55 to go. Engineers still up big.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
So many times you look at a team's roster, you can get a sense of where the school is, even without knowing what the school's name is. You look at the roster, several New Albany's, you got Jeffersonville, you got Union, Kentucky, you know, you're looking up and down the roster. Elnora, Indiana, you know, so a lot of southern Indiana products and, you know, border products from Kentucky. Hanover, of course, on the southeast edge of Indiana as Callahan goes down the lane. Overlooking the Ohio River. Number 10, Noah Williams in the game for the first time for Hanover, 5'11" junior. Also, Josiah Ricketts is in the game, was in the game last few minutes. We had a lot of players, some run here. Zachary Jackson for the Engineers is in the game. His first time in a game. Here comes Farnworth with the three. Offensive board by Callahan. So Callahan, Farnsworth, Jackson, Heil, and Chaplin, your five for the Engineers.
Only the third offensive rebound of the game for the Engineers.
Jackson off the back iron. He wants to get in the scorebook.
He does. Rightfully so.
Yeah. Ball still hopping for these Panthers. Doesn't matter who's on the floor. They're going to play one way. They're going to move the ball. They're going to share it. They're going to space it. And they're going to score it like that. Jack Weininger, the Elnora product, he's on the board now.
Yeah, Hanover's played 14 guys today.
Travel, yeah.
And Rose-Hulman has played 12. They're second.
And they're not done, I have a feeling.
No, I think you're right.
I got a feeling. They're not done. Yep, and as I speak, here comes someone to the scorer's table, and we got a whistle. Josiah McGee into the game, a 6'2" freshman from Loveland, Ohio, the younger brother of one Craig McGee. So these two young men getting to play a year of basketball together as underneath is Weininger, but this has got to be fun for them. Maybe at times not fun.
But no, I'm sure you're right.
Yeah.
It's got to be fun for mom and dad, you know, to be able to see two brothers play on the same team again, assuming they did in maybe high school. And
I was thinking that they didn't get a chance to play together in high school.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. But I thought, you know, obviously looking at, you know, being 3 years apart as far as in academic years at least, should work out. But I was thinking that they did not play together in high school.
Well, they're playing together this year, and that's got to be fun.
Absolutely. McGee, well, got his hand on the ball, calls the turnover. Here comes Chaplin looking to score. That young man was like, look, I'm trying to score. Get out of my way. I want a bucket.
Hanover, Noah Williams was like, I'm going to take that bucket from you.
Bradley Harden, 5'11" freshman from Alexandria, Virginia, into the basketball contest.
Right outside of Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Beautiful area.
Oh, boy. Farnsworth saying, what did I do with his hands up?
I bet Alexandria doesn't have a car show, though. Like
Not
Auburn,
like they do in
Indiana.
Auburn.
Yeah. But it is a very cool city. Been there. Probably even saw Bradley Harden there, but didn't know it.
You might have. Oh, boy. Meet you at the rim. Weininger was trying to do some damage there, wasn't he?
He was.
Man, does Farnsworth, doesn't he play like he's 6'7"?
He does. He plays hard every possession.
Look at him. Underneath the basket. He loves contact. I'm telling you, Isaac Farnsworth, man, he's a load.
He sure is.
Listen at 6'3", but he's a tough cookie, man.
It's only his 5th point, but it feels like he should have 15 the way he plays.
Ricketts with the pull up there. Yeah, I mean, he just plays like someone that is, 6'6", 6'7". He's just not afraid of contact. Kind of seeks it out in some ways. There's so many good things that can be said about all these new guys. And here comes one of them down the lane to get to the free throw line. Will be Harden. He'll get to the line and try to score. But look at Cabrick. Harden now he shoots the free throw. McGee, Farnsworth, and Duff. The freshman class for the Fighting Engineers this year. Man, it's a really solid freshman class. I'm telling you, there's a lot of talent in this freshman class.
Yeah, kudos to Coach Lloyd for getting these guys here.
Yep.
And kudos to them for surviving the first semester of the Rose-Hulman.
Absolutely.
Being able to live to tell about it.
You got to hit the books hard from the very beginning. You don't want to miss anything, and you'll be getting in a hole. McGee misses his first shot tonight, but you hit the books and you play a little basketball in between. Obviously, school comes first in Division III basketball. It should come first any level of basketball if you're not a professional, but especially Division III, academics definitely first, and especially at an institution like this, the finest engineering school in the land, you got to hit the books, man.
You do, and I couldn't even hold the books if I came here. Those books are heavy. I don't know if you've seen engineering books, but
yes, I've seen a few.
Very heavy.
I've seen a few.
Never opened one, but I've seen them.
Not quite as big as the Bible from Joe Biden's inauguration. I mean, they're not cool. They're not that big, but
no,
they're pretty big. That was a big Bible.
That was a big Bible. It's been around a while.
I thought it was at first I thought it was a dictionary. I'm like, that's obviously not a dictionary. They're going to get sworn in. And how about Jill Biden holding that Bible?
Yeah,
she's got to be strong, man. I don't know if I can hold that.
She's a teacher, so she's used to those big, heavy textbooks.
Right. 3:35 to go in this game. Engineers have just played a masterful contest. I mean, I'm very impressed with what I've seen with the Engineers today. I mean, if you're not impressed with this, I don't know what it takes to impress you.
Yeah, only the 4th game of the season. And these, again, freshmen are playing like it's the 40th game.
Yeah. Heil with the turnaround, and the bench is just loving this. I'm telling you what, the guys that have come out of the game are just really imploring their teammates, and Rusty Lloyd is still coaching his tail off right now. It's not like he's sitting down, folding his arms just because it's the end of the game and a blowout. He is coaching hard.
He is. He wants these guys to get some opportunities.
Yep.
And to take advantage of those opportunities when they're in the game.
You still got to execute. You never know when your number is going to be called. You don't know when you're going to be pressed into duty, when you're going to be needed. So Jackson come back in for Harden. I bet this plays for Jackson. Down to 13 on the shot clock. Haven't seen a lot of deep shot clocks tonight, have we?
No, we haven't. Particularly from Hanover. They've been very quick.
Yeah. Chaplin, throw it up and go get it. Max Chaplin throws it. He's smiling over there. Throws one up and got his offensive board. Going to get to the free throw line, try to get his first points of the season.
Ooh. I didn't say anything.
I didn't either.
I know.
That was on purpose.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be my fault. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Max on the board this game and this season. Got a free throw notch for him. So
comes the 11th engineer to score in today's game.
Boy, if the Engineers, if they can keep the turnovers down like they did today, even when you're not, there's going to be days where your shooting is not like this, obviously. You're not going to shoot this well from deep, every game. You're not going to be 50% from 3-point. And here comes Jackson. Excuse me, no. Yeah, Jackson. Zachary Jackson. He's on the board now.
Yeah, the 12th player for the Engineers to score. Hanover, you mentioned Rose-Hulman shooting 54% for the field. Hanover is just shooting 33%.
Yeah. And they're getting good shots, and for the most part, at least, they're getting decent shots in the confines of their offense. So some days it just doesn't go down. There's no good defense by the Engineers. Has obviously made those shots tougher than maybe they would want them to be. But kudos to Rusty Lloyd's staff for getting this team ready defensively. And there we go. Bradley Harden gets a bucket.
Bench very excited that Bradley got his first bucket of the game.
Oh, and a foul. Josiah McGee getting ready to come back in. I think he's the only engineer that's played and hasn't scored, right?
Taylor Heel, if I'm saying Taylor's last name.
Oh, that's right. Taylor hasn't scored. Okay. That's right.
So McGee and Heel are the only two that have played that have not scored for the Engineers.
There's McGee's going to get that rebound. Let's see if one of these two get a shot. I think they will.
I bet they do too.
Yeah, McGee's got a couple of shots. So is Heil. Neither have been able to hit one. Let's see if we can get a screen. There we go. Tough angle. Tough angle for that pass. And Rusty Lloyd is coaching him up a little bit, telling him, hey, give him a little pointer there.
Yep, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Again, you got to produce when you're in there and play quality minutes.
So after this contest, we'll have our post-game show, and then we'll sign off for, an hour and a half or so. and come back with some great volleyball action with Rose and Manchester. But here, Rose-Hulman, dominant would be the word that I would use to describe this contest. They dominated from, the first few minutes on, and they have a 24-point victory, 86-62. They have swept Hanover during the regular season, so basically what I'm saying is hopefully don't draw them in the postseason. Because it's tough to be a team 3 times. We all know how tough that could be, but the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers are not worried about that right now. They're just glad to get this victory and glad to move to 3-1 this season. 86-62, your final score. We're going to step aside for a break, come back with our postgame show. You're watching Rose-Hulman basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Athletes know that injuries happen. When they do, let our team help get you back to your team sooner. Union Center for Sports Medicine. We prevent, diagnose, repair, and rehabilitate injuries to get you back in the game. Union Center for Sports Medicine.
Get a fresh start at York Chevy Buick on US Highway 40 in Brazil. We have fresh discounts on Chevy Silverado up to $10,000 off. Chevy Trax, $87 per month. Buick Encore, $117 per month. Or Chevy Equinoxes up to $6,500 off. It's a new year. Get a new ride at YorkChevy.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
(86-62), the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers dispatch of the Hanover Panthers here tonight. Some of these stats that pop out, we could talk about a lot of them. We won't, obviously, here in our postgame show. Can't break it all down, but there are a lot of things that jump out if you look at the stats, and Rose-Hulman just really dominant.
Yeah, they were. Obviously, you look at turnovers, 13-5 in favor of Rose-Hulman. To only have 5 turnovers in a college basketball game is very good, and all 5 were in the second half. And then you look at points in the paint. Rose-Hulman had 44-16 there. And you look at points off those turnovers. Excuse me, I should have gone there first. But Rose-Hulman had 19-4 advantage as far as points off of turnovers. And fast break points, 15 for Rose-Hulman, 0 for Hanover tonight. So, Rose-Hulman did a lot of good things today. But there's things they can work on too. They were out rebounded tonight or today, and so there are obviously things that they can work on. But obviously, Coach Lloyd's got to be very happy with a sweep of Hanover.
A lot of guys played, a lot of guys scored. That always makes you feel good.
Yeah, exactly. There's always makes you feel good, especially at home. As you mentioned, you want to win at home, and that's exactly what obviously Rose-Hulman has done so far. And so good things to come. Again, the freshmen were a lot of fun to watch, and they're only going to get better, in my opinion, as the season goes along. So it's good times ahead, I think, for Rose-Hulman.
Dylan Duff, another great performance here tonight. Samvit Ram, another standout performance as well for the Engineers. So 2 names that really are emerging for the Engineers early in this season that maybe guys, I know Samvit Ram was in the conference, a guy to watch, and that's in the preseason. They said that in the conference announcement. Obviously, you have Craig McGee, who is your all everything, your all conference performer. But to see Some of the guys like Duff and Rom really come on early as they are is a good sign for the Engineers.
Oh, it is. You know, Duff and Rom both had 16 points tonight to lead the Engineers, and McGee had 9 assists and 0 turnovers. So,
and say that again. That's important. Say that again.
9 assists and 0 turnovers.
That's what you want from your point guard. Obviously, you're not going to get that on most games. But for Craig McGee to be able to not feel the pressure of scoring every possession and then to be able to dole the basketball out, 9 assists, 0 turnovers. That might be the stat of the game.
Yeah, that is an excellent point. He only had 2 points, and last year I'm sure he felt the pressure he needed to kind of do everything in certain games, and this year it doesn't look like he's going to have to do that, and that's
certain games he will have to score.
Yeah,
but games
exactly.
Like this,
but
doesn't matter.
Nope, it's good. So yeah, nothing but good things here today from John Munchner Court and Holbert Arena.
86-62, your final score here at the Rose-Hulman men go to 3-1. Hanover drops to 2-2. That'll do it for our men's basketball broadcast. Stay tuned, though. I should say come back later. We're going to sign off for now and then come back at around 4:15 for our pregame of our volleyball contest between Rose-Hulman and Manchester. The season opener for Rose-Hulman will be at 4:30 and pregame at 4:15. So for our sponsors, Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Sonic Drive-In, Riddell National Bank, Union Health, and York Automotive, our camera operators, Jace Kanan Harper and Paige Lowmiller, our director and producers, Mr. Tony Harper, for our broadcast partner, Joy Fears, I'm Walter Gordon saying goodbye for now. We'll see you in about an hour and 40 minutes right here from the Holbert Arena.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.